Tucked away, back on the 100 acres of the Kansas Oil Museum, sits a quaint log cabin rich in Kansas history.
It also gives, I think, the community and the folks of the state of Kansas the opportunity to see what living pre-Civil War in Kansas was like. It's a great opportunity. It takes you back, say, 160, 170 years now.
The O'Connor cabin was built in 1857 by a gentleman named Mr. William Hildebrand. He flipped the cabin a year later for $50 to J.D. O'Connor.
Welcome to the cabin. The cabin actually was built in 1857. The intent was just a settler's post.
O'Connor used the cabin to sell provisions such as buffalo hides, tobacco, flour, and any of the essentials for those traveling on the Cherokee or Chisholm Trail herding cattle on their way up north.
Mr. Connor's biggest clientele were the natives, the Washita, and some of the other local tribes in the area who were also becoming more dependent upon a general store kind of an environment.
O'Connor would add on to the cabin as his family grew over the years. The family owned the homestead claim for over half a century.
Surprisingly, it is in pretty fair shape.
Fast forward to the present.
It's got to come out before we even start.
Volunteer Richard Wells has worked in wood his entire career. Now retired, Richard stays busy helping preserve the past.
It needs some tender loving care, which it's over 100 years old, and I don't know. And I went prodding around it and looking at it, and I think it's worth reserving. It really is. It's not that bad.
It's the not that bad that puzzles Wells on how this old cabin has survived so many harsh Kansas winters and summers.
It's dry down in there, and it has cracked, but it's still a hackberry. Why in the world that hackberry has lasted this long, I don't have a clue.
Wells, with a couple of handy helpers, will spend 2 days chipping away and rubbing gallons of boiled linseed oil on these century-old cabin logs, hoping to preserve them for years to come.
It's just something you love to do. It's to show the generation today what your great-great-grandfather lived in and what he had to do to survive.
Sense of history is really important, and this is a chance for a child to actually touch and feel history versus reading about it or just seeing it on a video.